All right. And guess what, guys? I got a tag along. That's right. So Steve decided to come. I got tied up. We're going to give it a few minutes and see if anybody else shows up. If not, I just wanted to record this and share it with you guys firsthand from out of the box with this machine. I know this is one that we've had a lot of questions. Me and Steve both have had a lot of questions during the Sunday Night Live about this machine. From what I've seen, I think it has great potential. I think that there's some cool features that other machines don't have that it has. And I'm kind of anxious to play with it myself. So we're going to hopefully get started here in a few minutes, but I was going to give it a minute or two, see if anybody shows up. And then we're going to cut the tape off of it. I was trying to be cool and flip it open, but it didn't flip. My hand's cold. It's gotten cooler here tonight.
So you're under winter storm warning too?
I don't know that we're going to get a winter storm, but we definitely getting some cooler weather. Man, I'm going to tell you, I had forgot how good those little leaf rake pull-behind leaf rakes worked, because the one that I had was about 10 years old and the little bristles were worn out on it. I got me a new one today because pine straw and leaves were overrunning the place. And man, that thing works good. Which now I can make like one trip down across the yard and back, and I got to go dump it. Like it's that deep right now. It's bad. Hang on, I'll show you a picture. It's bad. Like I don't let it get out of hand. Look at that. That's just driving across. I made like one trip down and back, and I got to go dump the chickens. I kid you not. The chicken pen is probably about 2 foot deep and nothing but just pine straw and leaves, because they like escaping. Yeah, you give it to them and they'll kind of compost it and mulch it. It's better than burning it, and it keeps their pen clean and all that. I go up there and throw it in there, and they go through it. Man, I'm telling you, it's a good 16, 18 inches deep on that end of the pen right now. So. All right. Well, let's see. Y'all know it's Friday night. Yeah, Jack, this is what I do on Friday night. Now, I usually will have some beverages occasionally. I'm not a heavy beverage intaker, but I do occasionally have me a beverage or two, but I think I'm flush out this weekend. I forgot to go purchase more. So tonight we're just going to have sweet tea and Aliencell laser, which I'm really curious about this machine. I want to see. I just want to see. I want to see what it's like. Now, I may have to get Brandy to come help me get it out of this box without just cutting the box out from around it. Because it's not that it's just terribly heavy, but it's awkward. You can't really, like, it's so big, you can't really get a good handle on it. So, so I've got my overhead camera right there. And, nice. So we should be able to see as I go into it, we should be able to see what's going on. I do need a microphone, though. Let me grab my little mics over here and see if I got them set up still. May or may not have them charged.
And I'm just working on some design stuff. And so I told Dave I'd come in and help keep an eye on chat while he's off there pulling things out of the box and whatnot, so he doesn't get too distracted and ignore y'all.
Well, it can be a little overwhelming at times. Okay, so it looks like the receiver is charged. So let's see what the transmitter looks like. I may not have a mic.
Oh, no.
Okay, make sure I still got this mic on here. No, I don't. Test 1, 2. Let me mute this other one.
Yep.
Test 1, 2.
Yep.
Oh, can you hear it?
Yep.
Huh, where's it coming in at? Oh, I see it now. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it set up on wavelength. All right, so that works. That's awesome. All right, so let me run this little wire thingy. I got to where I don't use these anymore, but they're handy for this. So you get to dress up like you preaching a sermon or something.
haven't used mine like that in a while. I've got the other ones, the wireless ones. That
Well, my other one is just I've got to where I just clip it on my shirt. It works fine. Let me hide that screen now. All right. Put this in my pocket. Y'all let me know if I mess around and like turn it way too high or way too low or something like that.
So far it's okay. I just have Pippin deciding to hang out too.
Well, you know what they say, Pippin ain't easy.
Nice.
Got cattails. All right, so we're gonna get this show on the road. For those of you that don't know, this is the new Aliencell. I'll go ahead and kind of introduce you and give you an idea of what we're doing here tonight. For the ones of you that don't know, Aliencell reached out to me a while back and said that they were getting ready to send out a wave of machines and wanted to know if I wanted to try one out and see what it was like. I did a little research, and at the time that they were talking to me, there was a couple of people that had a machine, and it looked pretty promising from what I saw. And so I thought I was like, yeah, get with me whenever y'all ready. But if you want it before Christmas, my schedule gets a little tight. So they told me to, kind of pencil them in when I could, just that they would tentatively send me one. And like you guys know, I try not to get too excited about machines until I physically see either like a tracking notification or something. Well, the tracking notification that I had today showed that it was 1 kilogram or whatever. This is not 1 kilogram, but I don't know how that got messed up. But anyway, the UPS guy showed up. He's like, I got a big one today. So this is what we got. From what I can tell, I told him I wanted the 40 watt. From what I can tell, it's the model number's got a 40 in it, and there is something above there. It looks like it says 40 watt. So I'm hoping that's what we got, because I think it'll be a good, because everybody's going to want to know how it compares to other machines that I have. And mostly what I'm running right now, what I've been running recently, are 40 watt machines. So I think that's if you're going to be doing a lot of cutting these days, I think that's the landing spot for most machines, that are coming out right now. You've got the Atom Stack. My X40 is a 40 watt. You've got the X2 S1 is a 40 watt. You've got the Craft just come out with their 40 watt module. So 40 watts become the new, I guess you could say flagship, like margin of power meets, detail. It's kind of the sell off for some machines. So that's where we're at, and I'm gonna see what's in this box and bring you guys along. I felt like for you guys that are either in the Kickstarter or looking at getting into the Kickstarter or looking at getting the machine when it comes out, being able to see what happens from the time the box is open until the time it makes smoke might be something that you guys want to see. And let's hope it goes well, because Steve can testify. Sometimes these things, something doesn't work or something's broken or got broken in shipping so I'm hoping for a smooth one tonight. So we'll see.
Let's hope it makes the right kind of smoke.
Yeah, and I'll let you deal with I'll go ahead and start cutting stuff. And I see a couple people making comments about where Leo was at the factory and stuff. And I have seen that, because since they reached out to me, I've been trying to peruse the internet and see the stuff that was out there about the machine. And I did see where Daniel did that video the other night. I don't know when he recorded it, but he launched it the other night. So get over here and open this box.
Very cool.
Let me put it on the overhead. So I have not opened this. So you guys are coming along with me. If it's destroyed by UPS, this is going to be a very short video. But the driver that dropped it off at my house, he's usually pretty good about taking care of them, and it doesn't look too banged up. So considering where it came from, I think it fared pretty well.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm on the later part of the route after they drive around on gravel roads for half the day, so a lot of my packages come a little dusty.
Yeah, this box is massive. I had to get Brandy to help me get it in here because I didn't want to, I don't want to injure myself again. And I've gotten to where I've come to grips with the fact that, it's okay to ask for help these days. So looks like we got some materials here, a little plywood and maybe some pleather. So we'll set this over here to the side. I won't be needing that for a while. Books. You know we don't like those. I don't know that I got I wonder if I got the one with the air assist. Surely they sent me an air assist. So
I would hope with a 40 watt.
Yeah, I was fixing to say there is a manual in here. So I mean, if they didn't send me the air assist, that's quite the tease to send me the book and not send me the air assist. So yeah. So yeah, we'll revert back to that if we need to. But you know, y'all know how it is. Just push on until you need it. All right. So I've got some corner bracing here. All right, I'm going to use the CNC over here to house the garbage. I need a bigger shop. Has anybody mentioned that I need a bigger shop?
You know, it's come up before.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yeah.
I just remind myself I got to clean mine more often.
Jeez, this is big. Oh, wow. That's a big top of a machine right there. All right. Yeah, I'm going to keep from cutting this box. I am definitely going to need some lifting assistance. I don't have a
Give me 16
system.
hours. I'll be right there.
Yeah, I don't have a pulley system. All right, let me call my lovely assistant here. I'm thinking I may just cut this box up a little bit more. I hate to do it, but surely I'm not going to have to send this back. Not all of it anyway. All right. It just makes it so much easier getting these things out of the box. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call for support. All right, stand by here.
Tony, this is one of those rare occasions where I'm not wearing a hat.
Yeah, I was thinking you looked a little different.
Well, you know, I've actually been out in the shop with my mixture of stocking hats and baseball hats on. So
yeah, well, I'm having to text my shop assistant to see. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut this box up. I mean, surely to gosh, it's gonna get in the way if I don't.
Carlos is asking, have y'all ever heard of or used the MechPaw brand? I've heard of them. I don't, but I haven't had an opportunity to take a look at any of other stuff.
So, yeah, that should enable us to be able to lift it and then just slide it, let the box fall, and then come back with it. Yeah, I do need to rotate it around though. The way my table's set up, the exhaust and stuff. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be one of those machines you're going to want to move around a lot. It's going to be a set it and leave it type situation. So let me go ahead and get these corner pieces out of here. All right. Yeah, you get to where, you know how it is opening these boxes, especially when you're a one-man show. You get creative with box opening. I keep saying if I ever build my dream shop, I'm going to put like an overhead, like a little jib crane or something in to where I can just like hit a button and lift them up and then take the box out from under them.
Out at our airplane field, we've got some ceiling mounted electric winches, and those work well for rigging up airplanes, especially since some of them get ridiculously large.
Did she answer me?
It's ignoring you.
Yeah, we had to call her. She doesn't keep her phone with her. She was in there. She put up the Christmas tree because it's
important stuff.
Okay. Okay. She said she's on her way. She just didn't respond to my text. All right. So I've got it set up pretty easy. I think it's going to be fairly simple to get it out of this box now. So, any questions? Anybody got any things on the list?
Well, this is kind of off topic, but Brad's Custom Boards is asking, do you know where I can get a honeycomb bed that will fit the Atom Stack A40 Max? Can't seem to find one.
Yeah.
That one's should be the same size as our X40 Max or whatever, right?
It should be. I think it's an 850 by 400 or 450 by.
So if you go to, I think Clack's got a link down the bottom of his video to his Amazon store. There's going to be a couple of the longer. There's a couple brands of honeycombs that should fit in there.
Yeah, that's what those
There's
are.
There's like a Nivel and maybe a Geeky.
We're going to lift it up, and then we're going to just like basically slide it this way. Now let the box fall. Now go back.
Hey, smart.
Yep.
Sure, there was nothing important in that box.
Well, if it was, it had plenty of padding. Now, I will tell you this. You do need to thoroughly check all of the boxes before burning them. I may or may not have burned parts to a laser before, because they like to cut a hole and stick them in there. Yeah, so I always don't burn nothing until I get the machine up and going.
Hey, Steve.
Hello.
Hello.
Y'all say hey to my number one shop helper of the month.
Of the month?
Yeah, there's nothing in there. All of the stuff is in the in here, I'm assuming. So, yeah, we should be good to go now as far as lifting stuff, I think. These little straps right here, I will give Aliencell props on that. That is, I love it when companies do that, to the point to where I keep these straps for lifting stuff.
I've kept a few of them.
Yeah, I've got some orange ones over here, and I will be keeping these because I think these are bigger than any of the other ones I've had. So, yeah, so now we get to pull some sticky stuff off. Ooh, smooth. Yeah, it's very cool. Do I have the camera on? I don't, do I? Get the overhead on. There we go. Oh, my camera angle got all. There we go. So nicely packed. There's all the parts right there. So yeah, everything was in here. It was a good idea. This is the fan. I do know. Oh yeah, 40 watt, baby. Woo-hoo. Yeah. All right, so I do know that the fan is removable. So you can clean it really easy. You can take it out if you need to, if you're using other air extraction. And you can also flip it from one direction to the other. So like if you need the hose going out one side or the other. And I do like the fact, the way they built this, the hose isn't shooting straight out the back, so that you got to have that 90 degree in there. It's kind of the 90s already built into the fan housing. So I like that feature. So yeah, there's the fan. There's two fans in here. You got one there and one on the other side. And the way they've got this thing built, both of them have their own little exit coming out of there. So that seems really, really nice. And literally, you just have to push these buttons, push it up in there. It's got gasket material. You push it up in there, and those little buttons just clip it in. So if you need to clean it or service it, easy enough. Or if you, in the event that you were to run your machine to the point to where, you know, it gives up the ghost, makes it that much easier to replace it. These are the little filter pads. Those go with the fan. I do remember hearing that these pre-filters are built to go in here. Like I said, I've been doing a little bit of homework on this machine. So you have these little pre-filter elements that go in here to kind of protect your fans. And you can take those out and clean them and put them back in there. So that's a, you know, I think it's a good idea. We'll find out after we run it for a little while. If I still think it's a good idea afterwards. Power brick. Yeah, pretty much standard. Nothing special. USB-ish cable. That must be. Huh. That's not a USB-C. I don't know what that must. Oh, air assist. To say that's one of those specialized cables. All right, let me get that out of there. So this is going to be your air assist. I do remember them saying that the pump does have a little growl to it when it's running, but I mean, if it's actually pumping some air, it's going to. 24 volt input, 4 amp draw. Yeah. So another thing too, like I said, if you have problems with it, it's exterior. It's not built into the machine. So as far as from a service standpoint, some of that is good that, you know, it's not part of the machine per se. Power cables, USB-C, high speed, USB 3. Oh, what else we got here? Airline, we know where that goes. I'm just going to lay all this stuff on this little shelf back here. A whole bunch of blades for the blade bed. Like a bunch of those. Oh, there's another one. Let's see what we got here. Some distance sensor, so I'm guessing that's going to be the focus sensor. Miscellaneous thumb drives and keys, lubrication, some lenses, magnets. So little accessory box. We'll set that over here by the manual. Slate coasters. So you got to miss those. All right, this is a lot of foam to be getting rid of. All right, and so I got one more piece of foam up in there. Looks like we got some spectacles. Let's see how they did on these. See if they're the same O's. No, these are the safety glass looking ones. I don't know if they're going to be. They are green instead of the orange, which you know,
not quite the right color.
Yeah, they're not marked. I probably won't use them personally myself, but this is an enclosed machine, so hopefully you won't be needing them. I'll hang on to those though for the video so I can show what comes with it if I watch to do another video. All right, a flex hose, adequate size. Hopefully I won't need that either.
So that's one of the questions on that is what size is the exhaust hose?
All right, let's see. Let's grab a...
While you're checking that, another question was, what is the bed size? It's 24 wide by 18 deep.
Yeah, it looks like inner dimensions of this is going to be... Let me pop it out a little bit so it be a little better look at it. I think it's going to be around a 3.5. It feels a lot like the one that comes with some of the X-Tool machines. Yeah, look at that 3 1/4 inner diameter. We'll call that 3 1/2 on the outside. Let me grab one of my adapters and I can tell you if it's the same as some of the other machines because, you know, I've made my own adapters for different machines. So this is the adapter that I've made for a lot of them. Yeah, it's going to be about the same as, say, some of the other, the smaller ones, not the 4-inch, but like the 3 1/2 outer diameter. It needs a clamp, but it fits. So, yeah, that shouldn't be too big of a deal. And this is, like I said, this is a 3D printed one that I've made for other applications. I don't know exactly what machine this one was made for, but we'll set it right there in case I need it. Matter of fact, let me see if the outer diameter of this, because this looks like it's made for that to screw into. So, yeah, 4-inch, probably with a little bit of a sleeve or a clamp. I think a 4-inch will work on the outside.
Nice.
Because this is made for that flex hose to screw into. So if you put it on the outside, you could probably make a 4-inch work. We'll go ahead and snap this air fan to the back. Just so it doesn't.
Another question was, is this the top tier? I believe this is the mid tier because they have a 20, 40, and a 60 watt.
Yes. Yeah, I got middle of the pack.
Yeah.
I didn't feel as though the 60 would probably be really cool for somebody that, you know, wants to like do a lot of cutting a lot of the time. But I felt like the 40 is going to kind of be the sweet spot for most everybody. And so that's why I went with it. The blades, see how these work. Oh yeah, fit in there nicely. Got a nice, pretty good size depth. There's a good little more than 1/4 inch probably underneath the blades for the exhaust. And it looks like the exhaust maybe fluted back here in the back. I can't tell. It kind of looks like it is. So let me grab some of these out of here. But yeah,
while you're doing that, Carlos is asking about price. On their website right now, they've got the 3 different ones. The laser only for the 20 watt is $1,750. The 40 watt is $1,900, and the 60 watt is $2,500.
Yeah, it's not going to be. It's not going to be on the low end of the price, but I mean, so far, the only downside that I see at this time, and I know that there's still some development, the only thing that I see right now is the limited Z that you're going to have with it. So if you're, you know, wanting to do tumblers and stuff, I think they have a motorized bed in development, but I don't have it. And if you partner this up with a movable Z-axis bed, that would be pretty slick. Oh, this is a lot of blades. The good thing about blades, though, I'm going to be honest with you, I used to didn't like blades. I liked honeycombs better. But being able to take these blades and put them in the dishwasher and then put them back in the machine, I think that's a pretty nice deal.
Yeah, they definitely clean up easier. Randall's asking, can you put a honeycomb in this? And yes, they do list under their accessories that they have a honeycomb panel.
Yeah, I think they're sending me one, but it's not here yet.
It's about 660 by 500 for the panel. It's about $160 from them, and I would imagine there'll be aftermarket ones out eventually.
Okay, I can tell now that I'm not gonna have the way they've got these. They must have wanted me to skip a tooth.
Yeah, a lot of times they do.
Because I put them in every one, and I'm like, I'm looking at how many I got left, and I'm like, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Which that's one thing about the blade beds too that I've been playing around with is, you know, you can kind of customize your bed a little better and set it up to where you have them where you need them for support. Okay, my fingers are a little big to be going in between there, so I'm gonna have to figure out.
Three Dogs Custom Engraving is asking, has any company made a galvamatic like machine yet? The only one that's close that I'm aware of, it's not out yet, but a Cell Laser has a similar device to that. I believe they're supposed to be at CES, so we may get a chance to take a look at that here in January when David and I are out there.
Yeah, there's that's the only one that I've heard of. Like I said, I hadn't heard from these guys a lot, and then like I said, they reached out, and I was like, I saw the machine. I think it's pretty cool, and I'm not against testing it or anything. So when they emailed back and were like, yeah, we want to send one. So I was like, you know what? Hey, let's see what it's about, because I know a lot of folks like the 40 watts. And like I said, I've seen a couple folks doing videos with this thing. So I know some of the ins and outs of it, but anytime I can play with it myself, that's a good day. So I see some remove screws parked around the outside of it. So just to be sure we don't break anything when I power it up, I'm gonna go ahead and consult the book to make sure we get all of those out. Most of it so far has been pretty self-explanatory, but sometimes due to to protect them from shipping, they do put screws in places that sometimes can be a little hard to find.
Yeah, it's nice when they put like the bright flags on them or something.
Yeah, well, these have yellow like stickers, and I'll show them to you when I get them out from in there. But they've got yellow stickers with a big label that says "Remove the screw." So that was kind of a good giveaway. But I just want to make sure I'm not overlooking any. So I don't know if y'all can see the book. Open the lid and take the items out. We've did that. Like I said, because nobody likes to follow the directions, right? I mean, using a 2mm, remove the 3 screws. Okay, so there's 3. And I've seen all 3 of those. So let me go grab me a 2mm. Let me grab my little toolbox here. My handy toolbox. Did a 2mm. So, I'm gonna need a flashlight. It's up in there. But yeah, so far build quality looks good. I like what I'm seeing so far.
Tesla Tap's asking, did you get the Aliencell Air Purifier 2? So far, you just have the base laser, right?
Yeah, they haven't sent me that. I'm gonna be running it on exhaust. So I got that screw out. See, this is the label. So, and it was like the screw was through this like hard plastic thing. So
hard to miss.
Yeah. So they did a pretty good job of that, because I saw them when I was looking in here. I was like, yeah, okay, there's some of those remove before operating screws. Okay, this one in the back is holding the gantry to keep it from sliding. It's got like a little shoulder nut on it also. So yeah, and I always keep those because a lot of times those screws will be the same as some of the other screws. Okay, so I should be able to move the gantry now. Yeah. And it doesn't say replace them, it just says remove them. So we're good. All right, so let me grab one of my little cups that I just engraved. That's what these are for. So, all right, so there we go. So I've got all 3 of those out. Put my wrench back up before I lose it. It says install laser module. So we're going to need to get that gantry out here where I can see what I'm doing, I think. Maybe not. Maybe we're not going to be moving that. Well, that thing doesn't move too well without... Hold on. It's got to release. Okay. Lift. No. Stand by. Okay. Am I missing some screws or something? It's got blocks in there too. It's not just the 3 screws. Okay, hang on. Not only did
Really
it,
want it here.
yeah, there's 6 screws or 5 screws. There's a rubber block in there, so that was in there also. The one screw was back here, and then there's another screw. So tripping hazard right there. Make sure you take the block out, not just the screw, because it's kind of deceiving because it did say remove. What did it say? Remove the screw, not the screws. So it's a little deceiving. But both sides had this little stop block on there, little rubber stop block. So now let's see if the gantry moves. Okay, yeah, now we're cooking. Yeah, so tripping hazard right there. It doesn't. It says 3 screws. There's actually 5 and 2 little rubber stoppers. So there probably needs to be some need a little edit right here. But like I said, new machine. That's why we do these things. And when we do them live, you get to find the tripping hazards. But anytime you're getting a new machine together and you try to pull the gantry and it won't move when it's not under power, don't force it. You know what I mean? Don't force it. So yeah, we've got a capable of moving gantry now. So I'm going to grab the module. Where did I set the module? Around back. No. Oh, on the CNC. So yeah, there's a little bit of an edit needs to be done in the manual, but now that you guys know, if you do get one, it's more than 3 screws. It's actually 5 and 2 little rubber blocks. But that's probably, they probably beefed that system up. So there's the module. Should have that little plastic clear on. Yep, there it is. I like to get all that stuff off because if you don't get this off after a while, it leaves a gunky residue. So the module, pretty clean, pretty slick. That just pops off with magnets. There's your lens. So as far as maintenance,
looks like a typical size.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Nice.
that looks like it'd be the same as what we're used to using. So yeah, I mean, pretty simple there. And for those of you that have watched any of the videos, you pretty much just put the module in, lift the little bar, it snaps in, and then you've got a power plug with all your wires right here that goes in, and you've got an air line. So, and I do know that, like I said, they've got 3 different modules right now that I'm aware of, the 20, 40, and the 60. So if you had a different module, that's how easy it would be to swap it out. Pretty simple. The process so far has not been bad, guys. Let me see what I got in text messages coming in. Let me check my messages for a second. Oh, that's my wife.
Now, Board's asking where my glasses are. My glass is correct for distance vision, and I'm old enough to the point where my eyes don't like to focus through the distance vision. So I do have the progressive lenses and such, but it's just easier at my computer from here for a long time to just take them off.
Yep. So, all right. Let's see where we're at in the book. Let me close this lid, use it as a table. Don't press on the surface.
Uh-oh, your cats are going to sit there, you know.
I don't think it's that sensitive, but yeah, I'm going to make sure a cat doesn't jump into the middle of that. All right, so modules on. Connect cable, connect air hose. Man, we're overachieving today. Distance sensor. We had that in a box somewhere, didn't we? All right. So we got to take our distance sensor, which is AKA focus sensor, I believe. Got to figure out how to open it. Okay, I'm going to need a cutting device. And because I don't know exactly what kind of sensitive electronics is in here, I'm going to use scissors. I'd hate to use a knife and cut a wire or something. Okay, so yeah, it's looks like to me it just kind of snaps in. A little sensor there, little. Okay, so it like auto resets. We've seen that before. That's cool. So this, from what I remember, I think it just kind of like snaps in right there. I don't think there's no major, yeah, it just more or less just like you just set it in there and give it a nice little push. So yeah, nothing too extreme there. Smoke exhaust. All right, so we looks like we're getting somewhere pretty quick. Let's see what I got to do to rig up some exhaust to this thing because we finna make some smoke. All right, so luckily I don't have the most efficient setup as far as like there's a lot of turns in my exhaust, but I do have exhaust and it does have a helper pump on it, so we should be good. Let me drag this in here. Let's see if a 4-inch will fit on there. Yeah, I could probably. Let's see if this works. Let me get a screwdriver. I got it on there. If the clamp will tighten down, it looks like a 4-inch. There's not a lot of room between the module and the back of the machine, but I was able to get the fan, the hose to slide up in there. So I think we may be okay. All right, snug down. Got a good snug fit, so I might not need an adapter. Now, don't pay attention to the hose routing. That is not how you want your hose routed. Just throwing that out there. But it works. So, yeah. Got to put stuff up. Y'all know I'm OCD. So I got to go put this stuff back where it goes. All right. So we do have exhaust. It's not exactly set up the way they told us to set it up, but we got it working. Filters are installed, snap together. Slats are in. Insert the key. The key was in our little miscellaneous box of parts.
Gotta love the key.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I guess there's a need for it. All right, it comes with 2 keys, looks like. Yep, it comes with 2 keys and a USB-A to micro USB or to USB-C adapter. So we got to take this key. It goes over here by the e-stop. Okay, the plug is designated with a lock on it. So we're going to put the key in the lock. All right.
Is it one of those where the key has to stay in it?
I'm guessing because it tells you to put it in before you turn it on.
So I always like when they have those locks where you can at least just unlock it and.
Yeah, now this is not a key. This is a USB key, kind of like the.
Oh, gotcha.
Uses it's a matter of fact, I didn't show it. This is the key. It's a little USB, like a USB-A, basically just a USB plug. All right, so we got that in. Says to check the e-stop. I'm pressed the e-stop in and released it just to make sure that it is released because sometimes, you know, you never can tell. Connect power supply. All right. That would be this guy right here. I'm just going to plug it over here On this side, I've got an extension cord over here that should be plenty big enough to power it. So we're going to plug that in right there. Give it some power. All right. I'm assuming we got to connect our air assist at some point. Wait a minute. Turn the power switch. And complete wizard. All right. So we're ready to go hot, guys. I am going to close this just, just in case. Hang on. Is that got... Yeah, let me get this protective film off of this so you can see what it... Whoa. Okay. That comes off. All right, so this has an adhesive back that's... I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm just going to leave that be. It was sitting in there just fine. It feels like maybe it's got a little magnetic or static clean. So we're just going to leave that in there. Unless I'm told to do differently.
One quick question is it well labeled, as in the laser being clear as to where it all goes and what the buttons do?
So far, yeah. I mean, I haven't used any of the interface yet, but so far, I mean, it's been really easy to follow this little book. Y'all seen me following it along. I haven't messed up too bad so far. Now, there is going to be a setup process, apparently, once we turn this power switch on. So it says, according to the book, we've done everything we need to do. I've got 120 plugged into it. Power switch is engaged. It's supposed to do something. Yeah, there it goes. Let me see if I get my other little camera. See if I can get my... This made me... if I start making y'all nauseous, let me know. I'm going to get my little portable camera if I can. Maybe it won't make anybody too nauseous. So that way I can kind of bring you along. I'll try to be as steady as I can.
And also, Cody says hi. He can't stay, but wanted to drop in and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving.
What's up, Cody? So there's the splash screen. This is the particulate filter or indicator on that side. So we've got some lights. It's doing a sequence of lights. You can see there. I'm guessing it's loading the firmware. Kind of a boot cycle. But yeah, I'll show you while we're waiting on that. Yeah, the inside, well lit. It's looking pretty nice so far. So, okay, so now we've got a little bit of a setup here. So we're going to go English. Next, terms and conditions. We all know what's going to happen if we disagree. So I'm just going to fast forward through here and agree to whatever. And feel free if you want to read all this, feel free. But I know if I don't agree that it's going to tell you can't go no further. Okay, and so this part right here is the Wi-Fi. And I'm guessing you think we can do 5G? I've never seen one do 5G. We should try my 5G network.
The latest X-Tool ones have done 5G.
Yeah. Let me. I'm gonna get some privacy for a minute. Not that you guys are gonna be over here trying to get into my Wi-Fi, but you never know. I do all the time. Well, yeah, you do. You've got the password.
Please change this! Exclamation point.
Yeah, joke's on Steve though. I changed the Wi-Fi password before he gets here and after he leaves.
Where's the trust in this world?
So it is trying to connect. All right. So it is connected. So I guess we're good. Okay. So why is it saying choose a network again?
Maybe it.
So I mean, does it need two networks? We'll just do skip. Well, hang on. Maybe, all right. So let's connect it to the 2.4 as well. I mean, two networks is better than one, right?
This one is go figure! Exclamation point.
All right. So now it has two networks. It's probably still going to ask me that.
Says
Yeah,
connected.
I think this is it's connected. So we're just going to skip that. That probably needs to be addressed before starting. See, make sure to install the laser module, unlock the accesses, close the device cover, and a tray, or install an extension base. So yeah, see, there is a reference in an extension base. So pretty sure that's in development. So it's doing its little self-test. I can't open the lens, but the door, but you can see it's kind of like initializing itself and checking. It's checking the sensor now. It says it's checking the focus function. So pretty fancy with all these tests and self-tests and stuff.
I mean, it says it's doing all that. That could just be a fancy screensaver.
No, it's doing some stuff over here. I don't know exactly what it's doing over there, but it's doing some stuff. So you can see it going forward and back, and now it's revving up the fan. Yeah, so it says checking exhaust fan, checking this, checking photo capture, calibrating photo capture. I do know, and I'll be able to show you better in a minute, but it's got those little barcode looking things in the corners right here. Those actually serve a purpose. So do not remove those. The way that this thing works, I do know that it uses those as basically fixed reference points in the calibration of the cameras and stuff. And so that avoids you having to fool with it. So you don't want to cover those up or peel those off because you don't like the look of them. Because I'm bad to pull stickers off of stuff, but don't pull those. So it's calibrating the motion control. This is kind of like Bamboo Lab does. I'll set the camera right here so you guys can watch it. You can see the module is vibrating. Like it's just sitting there just vibrating back and forth really fast at varying frequencies. Yes, it's vibrating the camera now. Like it's vibrating the whole table. So it's calibrating kind of like what, oh, there it goes. Yeah, you can hear it. That's something new. Never seen that in a laser. So yeah, you can hear it like revving up. It sounds like a sports car revving up. So yeah, that is definitely new. I've never seen a laser do that. So it's at a really low, like it's almost like a high pitch now. I don't know if y'all guys can still hear it.
No, I haven't really been able to hear it.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you've ever done the motion calibration on a Bamboo Labs 3D printer, it's kind of the same thing. It starts out at like a little hum, and then it goes to a roar, and then it gets really loud, like a real bassy, and then all of a sudden it starts changing the frequency. So you can probably hear it if I go closer. I bet my noise cancellation is getting it.
Yeah, it's getting filtered out.
Yeah. I'll try to set a camera up. If it does it again, it may not do it again. I don't know. I may have to run it again after it's over with. Hopefully it doesn't do this particular test every time. This is actually taking a few minutes. I mean, maybe it does it like when you first power it on. Maybe that'd be okay. But
yeah, most of the Core XY 3D printers, they have like about a 10 to 15 minute kind of calibration where they go through all those resonance tests and such. So it's hopefully just the first time thing.
Yeah, it's quit vibrating. So we'll see what happens. And the book hasn't told me to connect any software or connect it to a computer or anything. I do know that the controller, like the software control, okay, it's doing the other axis now. So I'm just going to set this camera down right here. I'll switch you guys back over to the overhead. So it's doing the other axis, the other direction now. I guess while we wait on that to finish, I could jump over to the computer and go ahead and download their software. So let me go to support. Wait a minute. Download. Okay. Download the software. So I'll bring you guys along. So Aliencell Space apparently is the name of the software. Looks familiar. So we're going to download that. Windows 64 is what I'm on, so we're going to run that. But yeah, oh, I'm going to have to disable my standby. I run a whitelist virus protection, and it will block the software until I tell it not to block the software. Which to me is the only way to go. Because it doesn't matter if it's an unknown software or not. Oh, why did it download it twice? I must have double clicked it. All right. So yeah, we'll install that. English. Go on, accept. Traditional directory, C program files. Nothing unusual about any of that. But yeah, it does help that I'm sitting on a gig of internet out here in the shop too, by the way, guys. So if your experience in downloading the software is a little slower, that could be the problem, because I do have really good internet out here. Okay, so I got an update available. Go ahead and tell it to update that. Looks like we're going to be making some smoke here shortly there, Steve.
Well, you didn't let out the magic smoke, so that's good.
Yeah, so far. I'm not sure what this new version is available. Update. And it doesn't. Update later. Let me close the software. It's acting like I got to close my window to update it. And if that's the case, we're going to have to wait and update that later, because if I close my window, it's going to kill the live. So let's see here. Okay, so the good news is my video card recognized the software and powered up, so that's a good thing. Let's see here. Where's updates at in this stuff? All right, so unit of power, watt or percentage. Okay, you got some settings, pretty cool settings. Let's see what happens with update here. Yeah, it's going to make me, I'm going to have to close my browser to do that update. So I guess we're going to be running whatever version we're on now, which is version 06.1, because I can't. The only way I'm going to be able to do it is if I do it on another computer. And where I've got it set, it's going to be best to do it there. So we'll just leave that alone for now. Because if I close my browser, you guys aren't going to be able to stay in there.
Yeah, they'd just be hanging out with me.
And it says you need the update. Well, if I need the update, I can update my laptop. I can put it on my laptop right here, but you guys aren't going to be able to see the software. So we're gonna hope. I guess worst case, I could bail from the live, do the update maybe, and then come back in. But I don't know why it's. I really don't know why it's saying. It's like making my browser flash when I hit the update button. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a dick today. Oh no, I'm a dummy. I'm a total dummy. You ever notice how sometimes it's the little things in life that get us? Yeah. It was downloading it every time I'd click it. That's why my browser was flashing.
Getting a little click happy.
Yeah. So yeah, let me go ahead and install this. I got six different copies of it. Oh my goodness. All right. Jeez. All right, so let me close this one. Well, there we go. Let me close that one. English. Yes. Accept. Next. Install. All right, so I hear the machine's gotten quiet over here, so let's go see what's going on over there. All right. I'm going to swap y'all back to the other camera. So it says self-test is completed. Get started. Firmware update does not match the consistent. Okay. So I need to reboot the machine. All right. So is that something I need to do from here? Can I reboot from here, or do I need to? Let's see, maintenance. That's where it should be. Failed test user. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe we just power it down. Yeah, we're just going to power it down. So here's the power switch. It's going to power it off. We'll give it about a 3 Mississippi here. Power it back on. There's probably somewhere in that interface that I could have powered it down. Or I probably could have hit the E-stop, which is right here. But yeah, that worked. It's booting up. So
they put that E-stop in a good location.
Do I now?
At least they put the E-stop in a better location than some.
Yeah, because you can slap it right there, but it's not like all up in the way. So it's not like back there, you know.
Right.
So yeah, that's pretty good. I guess I can open this while it's doing its thing. So you can see it's pretty roomy in here. Definitely roomy. Belts are nice, large belts. Okay, so it's doing its little self-test stuff. So let me close this in case I don't want to mess it up. So, yeah, the PM007 over there. So, yeah, working shop here, guys, working shop. We're going to have some particulates in the air, no doubt. All right, so, it appears, I mean, this is a pretty slick little interface we got right here. Function, brightness, laser power, flame detection. I mean, this is pretty cool. This is like having like a little tablet on your laser. So, not bad. Laser cleaning, is that like some timers? No, that's okay.
Link to a video.
Yeah, it's like how to. So, you know what? I think we can just get the software going. We can make some smoke. Let me set my little camera over here. There we go. All right. Looks like the software has completed its download. Get you guys back on the screen with me. So, here we go. Finish the setup. All right, before we go anywhere, let's check again. So I'm guessing we're good on software. It's not telling us we're not. So I'm just going to kind of peruse through here and see what we got. We got general settings. Of course, you can change it to millimeters or inches for some of you guys. Laser module position. Let's see what that says that is. Display the laser head's current position on the canvas. That's neat. I always like that with my other machine that I used to run a lot. Smart grayscale threshold says when the SVG contains a set number of colors, prompt for grayscale conversion method. That's pretty neat. So you ain't got to sit there and assign layers power settings. That's pretty cool. DXF auto closure. Automatically detect and connect adjacent endpoints when importing DXF files. That could
combat those bad.
Yeah, that could be helpful. You know, as long as you know that it's doing that in case you have one that it starts closing things it shouldn't. But we'll have to test that out and see how it works. Closure tolerance, 0.1 millimeters. Yeah, I mean, those seem like things that can come in handy. Yeah, advanced. Oh, well, advanced doesn't really do anything. Neither does about. Oh, these are general, advanced, and about. So, yeah, it's just page. All right, so let's get it on. Let's see what we can do. New project. All right. Connect the device. The device is on. Oh, we're going to need to do this part. I have not plugged it up yet. This is a fairly lengthy USB cable, but where I've got it setting, I may need an extension. Luckily, I do have extensions. And I'm guessing, though, let's see, computer right there. No, I won't need an extension. Let me go grab one. I need to get me a USB 3 extension. This USB 2 extension seems to be working, but it's going to come to a point where it's not going to work. I don't know that there's a difference, but you would think there might be. All right. All right, we haven't plugged up our air assist yet either. So we're gonna need to do that before we actually cut anything. There we go. Machine is connected. Finish. Process on slats. Unknown material. Let's see, we can just basswood plywood. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put it on 5mm so I can use some of my regular material here. All right, I need a picture. Please connect your device to begin. Uh-oh. Add device. No device found. I installed the software. Oh, it must not be liking my darn USB hub. That's gonna be. Hang on. Got a direct connect to my computer. Let's see what happens now. Okay. All right, let's restart the app.
Anyone out in chat find any smoking Black Friday deals that they had to jump on? Gotta be careful. Some of them weren't. Some of them I was seeing Black Friday specials that were just rebranded, or you know, it's they take the normal sale off and they had the other sale, so it wasn't necessarily a deal everywhere. But
yeah, I'm gonna relaunch the software. I think I'm missing a driver. Turn on the device. It's connected. All right. Yeah, I'm missing a driver, I think. Let me look and see if there's a thumb drive or something over here. No.
I say they didn't they include some in there?
No, I'm not seeing anything, and there's no mention of installing a driver in the book. Complete the startup wizard. Let me just make sure there's nothing I'm missing in the manual here. Okay, so it is LightBurn compatible as well, but I was going to use it in their software. I I'm thinking that maybe I need to reboot my computer to get that driver to go in, which is very unfortunate. So give me just a second. Can you? Well, if I no, are you have control over the live too?
Yeah,
you don't
I
you?
should.
Okay. Yeah. So if
Yeah.
I leave, I can come back. Give me a second. Let me reboot my machine. I think the driver. I think the driver's not completely installed, and I think that's what's causing the issue. So let me reboot my machine and everything, and then I'll be right back. So you just keep everybody busy for a minute.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna back out. I'll be right back.
All right. So we'll let him do that, and we'll wait. But yeah, that time of year, everybody's throwing out deals and specials on things. Rick says Elegoo dropped the price on the what is that? The carbon down to $269. Yeah, I've heard really good things about that printer. If you want a single color printer, there's of course the frustration with people right now that their multicolor is unknown if it's going to happen for that. So Jack's wondering what I've been working on this week. We had a fun week at work. We had some power outages and such, so I've been a little drained when I get home because we've had some long days and whatnot. But I've been doing a little more playing with the X-Tool P3. I was going to try to play around with the rotary, but it sounds like there might be a bit of a glitch with the current software version of that for the RA3. So that's on hold a little bit. I'm actually designing. So I printed out, I can show you these things. I found these files on Maker World. So they've got a variety of the TIE fighters and such from Star Wars. And so now I have all these, and Carl's asking me like, well, where are you going to put them? So I'm working on designing a laser cut shelf that will, I want to make it kind of have that little Imperial look with the offset slats that are backlit and such. So I've been working on designing that so I can cut that out and build that up. But also working with the ComMarker Omni X, getting that upgrade to 10 watt going. So yeah, a lot of nothing 100% accomplished yet. A lot of kind of just testing and working through some projects and such, but also getting ready for snow. We're the snow is moving south, but they're still saying we might get 4 to 6 inches of snow tonight, or through tonight, and then some more tomorrow. So yeah, everyone leave. It's either that or the heel comes back and we're all apes, Planet of the Apes stuff. But other than that, yeah, Black Friday deals. The other one I saw was, X-Tool just came out with the F2 portable laser, but they dropped the original, the OG F1 down below $1,000, which if you don't need the higher power in the camera, that makes that a really nice deal on their portable one. So that was another deal I noticed. But haven't been doing too much shopping myself. So Brad says it's came up to Buffalo from Texas. It's been snowing here. Yeah, especially the lake effect snow over there. Luckily, I'm on the west side of the Great Lakes and a little bit south of Superior, so I don't get a lot of lake effect snow, but you get on the other side of those lakes and it gets pretty bad. Oh yeah, Jack, Vector tool that came out. So doing the AI 3D creation, I need to play with that. I saw a couple posts. I saw your post on it too, the CNC selfie. So definitely looks like a cool add-on. Everybody's kind of getting into that. So did I see the F-35? Some of it, if you're talking about the one that actually has the rotating nozzle, yeah, I've kind of watched some of the development of that, and they kind of finally have it working where it can do the vertical takeoff stuff, if that's what you're talking about. Got some snow yesterday. It dropped 6 inches here. Other parts of Michigan and Minnesota are supposed to get more. Yeah, we were supposed to get more over this weekend. And I know up by Superior, they get some of the lake effect snow on the North Shore as well. So that happened earlier this week. But this latest system, it was kind of going to bullseye my area, and they were talking 10 plus inches. But now Now we're down a little bit lower on that, but it's also bringing cold temperatures, so that's not going to be fun. We've got some negative temperatures coming up in the next few days, and I don't know that we're going to see above freezing for a while, which is great because all the cool Christmas light. The city Kiwanis do a really big light show, and it's at the large city park it's within walking distance. I mean, it's like about half a mile from my house. And so I always like to walk over there, but when it gets super cold, it's not as fun. So anyway, looks like David might be trying to get back online here. So hopefully he got that worked out. But yeah, throwing everybody off. It's not quite Sunday. It's Friday night, but he got the laser in, and so decided to risk it with doing the live unboxing. And these are some of the things that happen. You got to work through the installs and the glitches. So
yeah, it's for whatever reason, I don't know why it is. My main computer's not wanting to see the machine. So I've got my new Windows 11 laptop out. So I'm going to use it and see if there's a difference. It's probably me doing something wrong, I'm sure. But it could also be my out-of-date USB setup on my machine that I've got. So I'm thinking once maybe this more modern USB setup here is what it needs. So that's what I'm fixing to try to do now is I'm going to install the software on this laptop and then see if it connects to it. If it does, then I can add this machine to the live if I need to, until I can work out what the problem is with my Windows 10.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, well, I've been eyeing some of those computer deals too.
Yeah, this
one's
been doing me a pretty good job so far.
I had to rebuild my desktop down here, and I've had some weird issues where I'll finish the edit and I'll encode it, and it'll just get random chunks with no audio. So I'm not appreciating that.
That sucks when that happens.
Well, it's like after you've edited you've recorded it, you've edited it, you've watched it like 10 times over. You don't necessarily want to watch the whole thing after the encoding's done, but I'm almost at that point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it gets a little redundant when you're, editing and watching, editing and watching, editing and watching. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead. I got my Aerosmith ready to go.
Patty says one of our Best Buy stores are carrying bamboo machines and filament. I haven't checked our local Best Buy. I don't go there too often. It's kind of like I really need it now kind of situation. Because usually I go there and I'm disappointed because they don't have it. But we do have a small business here in our shopping mall that does their big 3D printing store, and they don't carry bamboo filament, but I can't remember that. I need to go back there and check. They've got a pretty good deal and carry a lot of selections of filament too. So it is nice to having those local resources when they actually have things that are useful. Yeah.
So I've got the software installed, the first version. And now that we figured out what I was doing wrong with the update.
You can only click it once?
Yeah, well, I was thinking it was going to auto execute, I guess, is what I was thinking. But anyway, I've got the update going in now. So hopefully we'll be on the road here soon. Because like I said, if this laptop don't run it, then we're going to have to figure out what's going on. It's got to be something I'm doing wrong, I guess. But I'm thinking it's the USB environment. Because like I said, this extension cable I've got is probably the problem, if I was guessing. This more modern machine's probably not liking it. Because the transfer speed on that USB 2 cable, that old USB 2 cable is probably not up to snuff for this controller. So, but this is a brand new Alienware Windows 11 with a video card and 16 gigs of RAM. I mean, this computer should be able to handle it. Like I said, and it doesn't have anything bad on it because I literally last week just put it together. It's got my antivirus on it and I think I got LightBurn on it maybe, and some other software that I'm testing some more equipment in the shop that I can't tell you about just yet. Because I had to have a newer laptop to, wait a minute, I done launched the wrong software here. But I had to have a new laptop to be able to run that software. All right, turn on the machine, use the cable and connect it, finish. All right, X1. Add. Yeah, it's seeing it. It's actually seeing it on the network. Okay, that may be the problem we got going on. All right, so it's showing it. Okay, this computer is seeing it, but it's seeing it by IP address. So that could very well be my issue. Is for some reason, because that is on a hardwired network, whereas this is on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go check that. But yeah, it sees it here because it's got the .17 IP address, and it shows that it's interacting with it. I'm assuming. Yeah. So that may be. Let me go over here. I don't know why this one's not. Hang on. Even though I'm on hardline, let me turn my Wi-Fi on. I have had this happen with some of the other machines. Turn on my Wi-Fi as well. All right, let's see if that fixes it. All right, so I went up here, add. Yeah, this machine's not wanting to find it. Let me close that back out, which it may be occupied right now. So let me see what we got going on over here.
Yeah, Brad's custom board is looking at buying the P1S, but the P2S is not that much more, so I'm debating. Yeah, I mean, I picked up the P1S earlier this year, and it's nice, but there are a number of mods that they covered, like Mark Patterson mentioned. So, if you're not just completely on a budget, it might be worth the little upgrade on the price to get the new features and everything. So,
okay, now this one's not wanting to see it. Okay, I may roll back there it goes. There it is. I may roll back that software and use the older version of software.
Did you double check on the USB ports that you didn't like plug it into an accessory port or something?
Yeah, it's in the right one.
Okay.
It's got a picture of a computer on it. I've got it connected to the laptop now. So let me see if I can get in StreamYard over here. If I can get in StreamYard over here, I'll just share it from over here and do it that way. But yeah, it's got to be something with my USB on my other machine. And like I said, I'm using this janky USB cable. Wait a minute. Apparently I did not log into the right StreamYard account. There's nobody in that one. Give me a minute. I've never logged in on this computer, so it's taking me a second to. Then I got to check my email to get my code. But yeah, it's got to be something to do with my old dilapidated machine over there. But I had to replace my laptop first. And I actually was able to get a pardon from Windows to go one more year without having to update that machine. So I'm kind of riding that out right now, saving my money for a little while. All right. All right, so what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to use audio over here on this machine. So we'll mute the mic right there. I'm going to turn this volume here down so I can't hear. There we go. Hopefully. All right. Give me a second. All right.
We're still getting a little bit of an echo.
Yeah, I don't understand that because I have muted the mic, the speakers. I mean,
There, maybe that did it. Nope.
No. How about now? Nope. Let me see if I got a quick key on this keyboard to mute it. How about now?
Hey,
I'm not
maybe
hearing
that did it.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it now. Are you?
Nope, that's good.
All right. So let's see. Capturing live view here. All right. So yeah, it was a problem with my computer or the install. I'll get to the bottom of it, but we're not going to, that's not something I want to deal with right now. So
It's just the aliens wanted to talk together.
yeah, they wanted to play. I'm going to have to use this other laser over here as a table. So, all right. So let me hide that little bar. All right, so let me get some material and put in here, and we're fixing to make some smoke. All right, well, they sent me a nice little packet of material, so we'll use their material for their demonstration.
Oh, come on, jump to the 8-quarter oak.
go ahead and throw some big stuff in there. Well, they've included some. What is this? This is basswood, 3mm basswood, I guess. So I'm just gonna lay that right there. And we'll see what happens. Matter of fact, let me set my other camera to the overhead. That's what y'all guys are going to want to see anyway. There we go. Y'all don't care about seeing me. Don't lie. All right. So we got the material in there. Huh. Y'all think we should study up on how to do this, or do y'all just want to go for it? I mean, because I have no clue what I'm doing here. All right, so I do know that here needs to be bass plywood, 3mm. Confirm. So this is, if you're a total noob and you've never used this machine, this is what to expect. So distance, we're going to set auto. I don't have anything in the. All right, let's see here. So how do I design? See, I have not been studying. Okay, so we got shapes here.
Is there a material test under the app thing?
That's what I was going to see. Yep.
There we go.
Material test. All right, so speed 20 or 600. All right, yeah, this looks, I think we're good. Let's see, speed. If we're going to do engrave first, we need to go, I know it needs to at least be, see, this is a 40 watt, so we need to at least be 150. We'll go 150, 60. Power. Nobody got time for 4% power. 100% power. Done. Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. Place that right there. We're set to engrave. Auto distance. Measure by selecting a point. I think it'll automatically do it, but we're just to be careful. I want to run it out there and do it this way. So y'all can see on the overhead camera, it's going out to the middle of the piece of material, touching off, going back. All right. So focus is complete. All right. So, I mean, I guess we're done. You see anything I missed?
Doesn't look like there's anything else.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. Let's see what we get. Press start on the device. So I'll walk over here and hit the button. Let's see what happens. All right. Good night. Somebody made those squares way too big. Those squares are huge.
Yeah.
I should have probably made those a little smaller. Oh, man, the glare.
Yeah.
Echo, set the mood.
Okay.
Echo, turn off the backlight.
Okay.
It's a little better.
Yeah, those rectangles are like 1.5 inches by 1 inch. They're massive. Let me turn my little exhaust fan on low because, like I said, I've got 20 foot of hose. It's not the best setup, so I'm gonna give it a low powered assist for the exhaust. Wow, that's fast. Yeah, those are way too big. Yeah, way too big. And my slowest speed, I thought it was going to be an engrave. It's actually a score. So, yeah, I really messed that one up. So let me start over. All right, so I'm going to go back over to the computer here. And I'm sure there's a oops button. Okay, there's my oops button. All right, so I'm going to redo this. So it's showing there as an engrave. We'll change that to a cut. 40 and 15. All right, so width 30. I don't think we'll do 10 and 10. So the scroll or the zoom works with the mouse scroll. That's good. So I got that about 10 by 10. So if we go down here now, material test. So I've got it set to cut now. It was engrave a while ago. I don't know why it didn't fill it. I'll have to do some studying on that. So minimum on the speed, we'll set that to 3 millimeter. Surely 10 millimeters will do it. 30 be kind of stretching it, I think. Power 50, 100. Okay. All right. So I've got our air assist hooked up. Let me go ahead and plug that up. See if there's anything special. It didn't tell me in the book to do it, but I'm assuming that the air assist is kind of an add-on. So let me go ahead and add it on real quick. So I've got power connected to the air assist. And then I've got this little cable here. It's got this special little connector. Looks kind of like a little miniature HDMI cable, but it's not. I've got several accessory ports. I'm going to use the one closest toward the back to plug this in. All right. And I've got the power for the air assist as well as USB-ish here. Okay. Okay, so apparently it's got a fire suppression system that you can get as well. I'm gonna need some clippers to clip these zip ties off of this cable. Because it's got an intake, like a hose, a 1/4 inch, 6 mil line in that is marked with a little fire extinguisher icon. So I'm putting mine in the one that has the wind blowing icon. All right, so now we have an air assist connected to it.
There's a
Didn't do
comment
anything.
that says they think you have your setting as watts and not percentage, so min and max is 40 watts.
I thought I said it at percentages. Let me go look. Ah, it is.
It's on watts. There you go.
Yeah, percent. Okay, good catch. Good catch. Good catch.
Might need to fix your.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the old oops button over here.
Yeah.
So rectangle cut 15 millimeters, 100%. Material test. So 10, surely. 30 would be pushing it. And then 50, 100, done. I think I may have to restart the program for the air assist to start working because it's not doing anything. So let me power. It's got a little touch button thing, but it doesn't have it. Wait a minute. I'm having some moments tonight, guys. It helps if you take this little silver and black plug and plug it into this little black hole on the back of it. I bet it works better now. What you bet? Okay, it's got a flashing Bluetooth flashing light on it, and it beeped. So we'll see what happens. All right, so let's see what happens this go around. All right, press start on the device. Wait a minute. Yep, start the device. Oh. You know what I didn't do? Take another picture. Hold on. I got to move my material over. I forgot to take another picture, and it is off the material. So let me just stop this. We use this online. I'm going to use this little offline controller here. So I'm stopping the job on the screen, and we'll stop the job. And I'm going to do what I should have done to start with and see if I can frame it from here. Rework. Okay.
Just start.
Yeah, it just started. So I'm going to have to learn how to frame. Now, I do see something really cool. Where's my live view? Okay, that's preview. Okay, the air assist did come on. That's good. Where's the live view? How do you go to that?
Saw it on the front panel.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought I'd see it over here somewhere. There's framing. Process. There's a play button right there, but there's a preview. I'll have to play with that. I know there's a way that you can do it. Like if I hit the live view on the screen, that's what you see. You can do that in the software as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I just got to figure out exactly how to go about it. Oh, man, it is dropping that. All right. Yeah. So yeah, we're looking at 50% power at 10 all the way up to 100% power at 20. So yeah, that worked. Worked really well. And it's a clean cut too. So not bad.
You said that's the 5mm material you usually use?
That's 3mm basswood that came with the machine.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Now what I do want to do now is Delete that. Do another little rectangle. I'm going to set these 10 by 10. All right, so engrave, fill, stroke. Fill and stroke. I might learn some new language. So where's my take another picture button at here? Do I right click? No. Not seeing it. That's preview button. Yeah, I've got some learning to do. Import tool
So
library.
you're testing how intuitive the software is.
Yeah, so far I'm not picking it up real quick, but where's my? There should be a button here to where I can take another picture. That's what's throwing me.
What's in the upper? There's like a. What's the gear icon about up in that upper? There's like two next. As your settings, and what's the one next to it?
I guess that would be my controller.
Well, maybe
so I guess that's where you
view.
go to do the live view. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
so
look at that. Learn
there's
something.
where the live view is, but how do I get me a new picture?
Randall says try LightBurn.
Well, and I plan on doing that. I don't know if that was something I was going to do tonight because I want to see it work in their native software first. I'm going to play with it in all the softwares. Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I'm not seeing where to go with the button. Home. There's my project. It should be here. Ah, there it is. There it is. You have to, if you zoom in, it's fixed. Okay, that's going to be there's going to need to be an update for that. That needs to be stuck up here somewhere, and you can't move it. So
I think your laptop froze for a second or something on its feed, but
oh, did it?
Yeah, I didn't see what you were doing. Okay.
I had to allow some stuff. Did it kick me out?
Yeah, I kicked the laptop out or something.
Oh. It might be.
Yeah, it's like
it might be the. Is it back in there?
No.
No, it went out completely. Hang on. Apparently, the software is not liking my Streamlabs either. Yeah, StreamYard. StreamYard hiccuped. That may have been. It did ask me some permissions for network usage, so that could have been. That could have been StreamYard. Yeah. There's Studio.
Just coming back now.
Share screen. Yeah, I think this computer may have my home network set to a public network. So, all right.
It's an alien.
So the button's right here. The reason I couldn't find it is because if you
you were zoomed in.
Yeah, if you zoom in, you can't see the button. So that button's gonna need to be anchored up here somewhere.
Yeah.
That's not a It says device is busy for some reason. It's not letting me update it because that's the old. All right, so let's
It's got a little yellow dot on the name next to it.
Pause. 100%. I don't know. We're gonna discard that. We'll launch it again. Oh, it's getting blocked. That's what happened. I'm gonna have to allow that software. My firewall shut it down.
Do it.
My little 10-minute intermission, I told it to take a break for 10 minutes, and apparently its break ran out. So we'll give it a minute to get it launched back up, hopefully.
Yeah, Brad, the joys of being live.
If this other machine, now that I've got it connected and everything, I'm kind of curious if I can get it to add by. Yeah, that laptop's connection's not working correctly for right now. So let me try new project. Okay, now this machine's seeing it.
Well, that's better anyway.
Yeah, it's connected to the Wi-Fi, but yeah, it's actually seeing it with that .17 IP address. So we'll see what happens. It's wanting to be slow.
Just thinking.
Yeah. I may have actually got it to connect over here again already. So this laptop is not wanting to. Let me see here.
It's all part of the joy of pre-release equipment.
Well, yeah, and not knowing their software ain't having. I do like the features, though. It's going to take me a minute of sitting around playing with it. But the cut that it did a good job. So. All right, I think when I stopped it a while ago or paused it or whatever I did, I think I hung it up. Yep, that's what it was. That's why it had that yellow dot on it. I hung it up. Yeah, that's what happened. I hung it up when I stopped that job like I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't like that at all. That it could have been my firewall messing with it too, but we'll see if it'll connect to this other computer now. Because it had it kind of in a constant like busy mode because I had that file open on the display. So you have to, after you rerun a job from the controller, it looks like you have to actually close out of it. If not, it basically the offline controller takes control of the machine and it won't let the software mess with it. So let me try to get this over here up. I was going to do a quick engrave with it and then call it done for right now until I've had a chance to play with it. so things go a little smoother. So can you see my screen? Can you throw my screen back into the feed?
I think so. Yep. There we go.
Okay, cool. All right, so I got the machine unhung because what happened is by using the offline controller on the front of it, I had to actually cancel the job on the controller because it basically, once I started using that controller, it looks like what happened was it took control of the machine and would let the computer have it. So that's what I had to actually go over to there and physically tell it to stop that job. I wish my lights were a little brighter. Hang on. Didn't I see a setting for that? I thought I saw a... No, I guess I did. What's that? Blank, material preview, select material, basswood, 3mm, confirm. All right, so let's just do it this way. Let's just do a quick little, we'll do a quick little library engrave because I saw I got a library down here. Oh, look, holidays, Christmas.
Uber.
Did you see the Uber logo?
Yeah.
PayPal, Uber, Visa,
Nice.
Amazon.
Those aren't copyrighted at all.
No, especially not that big app like that Apple one. No, that's not. No. All right. So,
Pac-Man.
animals and plants. I'm trying to find something with some detail. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, just rub it in.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to bring this, and then I need to set my measure at current position or select point. Go there. So I'm guessing you could do it as well by moving it by hand because it does have that pointer crosshair, and then just telling it do it by current position. So instead of having to do what I'm doing and sending it out like that.
Floki Designs is pointing out the lights are changed from the touchscreen panel. That's where you probably saw them.
I thought I saw it earlier. Let me get over here and see. English, auto screen, firmware, screen lock, function, light brightness, medium, high. All right, let's see what happens now. See, that's why I keep you guys around. Y'all know more about these machines than I do sometimes. I knew I saw it, but I couldn't remember where I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay, that didn't really make a difference. All right, well, let's see what happens when we process, because I've told it the material, and it's set some settings. 35%, 400 millimeters a second is what it's got it set to. Okay, so it's not using fill and stroke and all that. Okay, so yeah. Okay, that's why it threw me. Okay, so I should have scrolled up here. Yeah, maybe we need to put these two up here and those two down there. Yeah. Okay. Let's got to learn where everything's at. That's part of the problem with some of these machines. It's not that it's bad. It's just not what you're used to. So here we go. Wow, that's fast. Oh, no, it rips. I think I can take this book and set it back over here to the side now. Man, I have made a mess out of my shop.
You got
There
that.
is plastic, little slithers of plastic everywhere. All right, so now that we've learned something, Steve, we can go right here. If we were like wanting to keep an eye on our machine, we could go right there and then click that button right there. And we can make sure we don't have any fars. Now that I like. The lights look really, really bright that way.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we need a brightness setting, or there probably is one in the software.
Now, is that the only live camera on this one, or does it have multiples?
Don't make me lie. Look, I can turn the light off right here. Is that what it says I can do?
Oh, look at
yeah.
that. Ambiance.
Yeah, and if I go to the front, can I don't know if I can do it while it's working. Let me try. Air pump. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do it while it's working. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. The lighting is definitely brighter than a Bamboo A1. Because my A1, I can barely see it when the lights are on. So there is a configure button for the Wi-Fi, which I've already configured. So that's kind of odd. I may need to run through that again in a minute and see if it changes it somewhere else. I do expect there to be a few little minor bugs with the software and stuff like that. I mean, that's to be expected with a brand new machine. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the fact that we're actually making smoke, and another thing I'm gonna brag about is the exhaust so far is keeping up pretty well. So, I mean, this is basswood. We're not cutting it, so I'll be doing some testing to see how well it keeps up. But it's quiet for those of you that like quiet machines. It's fairly quiet. I'm assuming the air assist is not running. Yeah, it's on auto mode, or supposed to be on auto mode, so I may need to go through a setup process with that. But yeah, so it works. It makes smoke. My PM reading over here is still at 12. We'll put this camera over here out of the way. Yeah, so far so good, guys. I'm digging it. I mean, it says it's LightBurn compatible. I think we might need to test that theory. I don't know if I want to do that tonight though, because what time is it? Yeah, we may wait and do that later. Because I've been out there messing with raking leaves and stuff, and stayed up late past couple of nights. Yeah, so
that's zippy.
Yeah, it's got some locomotion about it now, and it done a good job. The air assist, I don't think the air assist was on the cut though. So let me see if I can figure out why that is. Wait a minute. The lid was opened during processing. It's been paused. Okay, so
did you open it too soon?
Yeah, I gotta hit stop to stop the machine. Let me see if my air assist is connected. Because I saw on the, let me put this other camera on my little Logitech camera again. So, yeah, so like right here, close that. So right there, it says air pump off. Set that to auto. Confirm. I did see the light change over here on the air assist. Earlier, I had a Bluetooth light right here, but I didn't have that. So the air assist was not working on that cut test. So I want to run that cut test again now that I have the air assist working like it did. Working like it's supposed to, I mean. So close that. Delete that. A little rectangle here. Wait a minute, let me take another picture. Yeah, I think, and there may be one, and I hadn't found it yet, but I need a brightness like adjustment for the view, because the other camera looks a lot brighter than this one, and it may be on purpose, but and it may be here somewhere. I'm just not seeing it, but All right, so we'll make this a 10 by 10. Then we'll make material test out of it. Speed, minimum. What did we run it a while ago? Let me see what it was.
10 to 30,
So
wasn't
we know it was doing 10, and it went almost to 30. So we'll just do 10, 30 again. 30. Power, 50 to 100. Done. All right. So I'm going to frame it this time. Framing. Okay, so yeah, little red. I guess y'all can see that on the other screen. Little red
it? Yeah, do it one
crosshair
more
there.
time. Frame it
Huh?
one more time. There.
So it frames with the red crosshair, and I'm going to tell it to process. Now it says hit the button on the front. So it's pretty cool too that like it's showing the settings there. And the air assist, it kind of sounds like a turkey. It's working though. But I've got the air assist set to auto.
It's kind of interesting the way it's figuring out its pathing. It's jumping between the cuts and the engraves, kind of top to bottom.
Yeah. It jumps around quick now.
Hey, JR, yeah, this is the Aliencell 40-watt laser that David just got in and did an unboxing and been doing some testing. Kind of learning the software on the fly.
Yeah, like literally, y'all guys got to see what it would be like if it just showed up at your house, because I hadn't even unlocked the box. I'd watched a few videos, nothing real in depth, just basically like, some of the marketing videos and a couple of like semi reviews. So yeah, and then we got this thing going. So yeah, not bad. The got a little more burning than what I thought I'd have, but now I'm not used to using basswood either. So I think I want to try some of my material right quick before we box it up, because I can literally deploy the file from the controller now. Let's see.
Yeah, JR, it's a diode laser.
So this is a rather large piece of material. Oh, that's a big old work area. All right. Lid was open during processing. Oh my gosh.
It must have like an extraction period where it wants to run the.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have to either turn that off or just train myself to give it a second.
Yeah.
Because I hung it up again. It's not hung up, but I'm having to stop it. All right. So I'm going to frame it before I rework it. So I'm just going to close it over here, and I'm going to frame it again, because let's see, frame. All right. That looks like it works. So I'm running that exact same. Do I?
Do you need to refocus?
Yeah, this is a little. It wouldn't hurt. This is a little thicker. I don't think it's going to hurt it, but we'll focus it just to be sure. Okay, so it's got to go over there. I'm guessing it's pushing or trying to push the little foot down to make sure that it's reset, that it comes over. I marked it like right in the middle of where we're going to be engraving to check it. It goes down and checks it. And now it's going back over and resetting the little pin, I guess. So we should be good. Software says still measuring. Yeah, so ready to go. Process. Press start on device. Pressing the start button on the device. There it goes. And we're going to hit the little observation button. Well, hang on. Where was the observation button?
It's in the upper right.
Yeah, it's this thing. The air assist seems like it should be running a little faster. Like it. Let me check and see if I'm getting any air out of it.
This sounds horrible.
It sounds like a turkey. It's outputting from the pump, so it is a unique sounding air assist pump. I will say that. But that thing's got a big work area though for a diode. And it does come with like I said, it does come in 20, 40, or 60 watt variety. So that's, 60 watts. You should be able to do some engraving pretty quick.
So the question is there a way to place material at 0, all the time? Is there like a reference point you can create a corner jig for it?
I haven't looked to see how far in that corner it can go. It is like we'll demonstrate that. Let me close this right here out. It is okay. So there's a timeout. It took it a second. So there is red crosshair indicator unreachable area. Oh, it's talking about like if you see right here, see where the red crosshair is? So what I'm going to do now, I'll use I'm going to see if we can't. The way that this crosshair works with some of the other machines that I've had is you can take this little guy, needs a handle on it, and you can bring it over, and I should be able to, I'm going to put that crosshair right in the middle of the P on power to the best of my abilities here. Like I've got it aimed at that P on power. And so over here on the software, if you look at the software now, it should show you where the laser is pointed. So I'm a little off. Let me see if I can see how close I am. It's hard for me to see that little P. All right, so let's do the corner of this cut right here so that the laser is not exactly where the corner is. That's pretty close. That's like I got both right there. So let's see where it is in the camera view now. Oh, you know what? I'm working with old data anyway.
Gotta update your overlay.
Yeah, because they keep this button needs to be moved. That's one reason why I had it off of the P. It's because I had a picture of a different piece of material.
That's one of the, that's one of the things on the P3, which is nice but also annoying, is every time you open the lid and close it, it redetects material and re-snapshots,
Live view. When you hover, it says live view. That's not live view. Why is my air assist still turkeying over here now? All right, so now what I can do, I got to get used to this way this mouse works on this laptop too. slide. So do a 2-finger. Nope. Hang on. So do I click and drag? Nope. Okay, 2 fingers. All right, so my picture is a little off right there. But the gist of it is, let me see if I can go to, is there a way to go to 0, 0? Probably with LightBurn. Maybe I can play, when I play with LightBurn, I'll be able to tell a little more about that. But the way it's designed to do, let me do a little circle. Shift. All right. So 35%, 40 millimeters a second, engraved, 35, 45. So I'm going to put a little dot on the material real quick. Because the way it is right now, 0, 0 is going to be in the back out of camera view. So I don't know if we'll be able to see that. That's kind of faint. So now that I've got this little circle that I did, let me see if I can update my picture. All right, so I'm gonna take, the camera's a little off right there from where I put that and where it's at. So I'm gonna move the crosshair and I'm gonna point it right at that mark. And let's see what happens. Like I said, I've got to get to playing with it a little more and all of that. So I'm gonna put the crosshair as close as I can to the center of that circle. And over on the software, even though physically, and that's where, there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment needed. It is showing, like right now, since I haven't moved the material, it is showing it in the middle of that circle, but the circle is a little off as far as the camera goes right now. So there's going to be some adjustments, I'm sure, and that may be a calibration thing that I need to do with this laptop. Well, no, it did that on the machine, didn't it? So you can go ahead and take me off the feed. I'm going to discard that and shut her down there. But yeah, that air pump is being loud. But yeah, the whole thing, I mean, it's not bad. I do think I want to try to see if I can get it to connect to LightBurn, though. I don't know if I'm going to do that today. Let me see what they got. I saw where it said in the manual something about the LightBurn configuration file. Let me see where I can get that at. If I can grab that,
you can download it off the wiki on their website.
Oh, is it over there?
Yep.
Let's see where they tell me to get it. See if it should be the same place, I'm sure. Yes. All right. Well, any more questions right at the moment while I'm working on this? What do y'all think so far? Yeah, not bored. Said thinks the hose is blocked. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with it and make sure that the hose wasn't like not connected. Matter of fact, I could undo the hose and see if I get air there, because it was Yeah, it's coming to the machine, to the nozzle. Yeah, the air assist is working. Air assist is working. It's just not what I'm used to. That's about par for the course. You said it's on their wiki?
Yeah. If you go to their webpage and then to support, there's a Aliencell wiki, and then it's.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm trying to figure X1.
They've got the
unbox
device files.
Software.
I'll be right back.
Software. Using LightBurn. Download LightBurn installer. 40 watt. There we go. All right. So we open up LightBurn here, and we will see what we can do. So I'm going to go to devices, and I'm going to go to import, and I just downloaded it. So it's right here in my downloads. I'm going to hit the Aliencell X1 40 watt. Hit open. And that's it right there. So I'm just going to hit OK. And now I should be able to switch over to it. And let me go grab my USB extension again. I think I'm still going to have an issue with my driver on this computer, though. It wasn't wanting to install properly a while ago for some reason. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be it right there. Let me unplug this cable, see if that goes away.
JR, that was LA Hobby guy that had the heart attack, and he's recovering in the hospital right now.
Yeah, I think I got a driver issue going on here, because if you look, yeah, watch this. You'll see it pop up, and it says that there's an issue with it. So let me try it again. All right. So disconnected and reconnected. Yeah, it's still. Don't know what that is, but it's not installing. Let me go look at my other machine. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, but I don't think that's it. Okay, maybe it is it. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what that. Maybe that's the camera that I'm not seeing, because I don't think the camera's going to work with it. So I'm going to home the machine. Let me get my. So let's see. Damn, I need another camera. I got too many things I'm trying to share. Hang on, let me add it to my stage. There we go. That'll do it. All right. So I'm going to use the little move feature here. See if I can navigate it to the middle of the work area. So that worked. Let's see if I got any macros. Okay, so I got some macros right here. One of them's called detect. I'm guessing focus, maybe. Let's see what detect does. It sounds like it went over and tripped a little foot.
Yeah.
So it's going back. Okay. Yeah. All right. Over at console, it's really not giving me a lot of information. Let me turn everything on. Yeah, focus successful. Focusing. So yeah. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's get something going. Window, where's my art library? I got my art libraries in here. All right, so find something Christmassy. All right, so I'll put this. Wish I had a camera. Window. Camera control. Camera. See if I see anything I don't recognize in here. No, I'm not seeing any cameras that I don't recognize. So I'm guessing we're not going to have a camera with it right now. That's probably the camera that's not installing correctly. So I'll work on that. But let me see if I can frame that. Oh, Lord, that was fast. And I'm in the middle of the work area too. So see how big this thing is. All right, so we need to move that down here a little bit, right there, maybe. That's big. You don't realize how big of an area that is taking up. All right, so let's see here. 40-watt machine. 300. 100% power. 127. Feel, air assist. Ooh, that's some fiber settings right there. Got crosshatch turned on. I'll shape it once. This is one pass. All right. So let's see if we can rubber band frame. See what happens. Oh, wow. Smooth. No bouncing or bumping or nothing. All right, let's see what happens. Let's do it. Yeah, I saw the pictures. I think somebody had put out about Rich being in the hospital, but they said that he was at that time doing better and was in recovery or whatever. So that's good. I just realized it started at the bottom of the engraving. It's working its way to the top. That's different. You asleep over, Steve?
Nope.
So what y'all think? Any questions? Comments? Concerns? What do you think about it?
Who was it? Someone this one just a little bit ago. Oh, not board woodworking was saying I just bought the S1 40-watt. I hope you don't say that it's better, that this laser is better for less money.
I like the S1. I mean, I'm not knocking this machine. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not one to say one is necessarily, the better buy, because there's a lot of different things to consider. This is a new machine. It's new software, new company. I mean, you know what I mean? You never know. So far, what I'm seeing is it's good. It's decent. I like it. The LightBurn compatibility seems to be pretty fluid. The only thing is I'm not seeing the camera. And of course, it's probably because it has the way the camera is set up, or it could just be the driver. I'll have to put the LightBurn on my laptop and play around with that. And once I get, to where I've been playing with it for a week or two, and I can, because what I normally do, guys, is I'll get these machines and I'll set them up. And while I'm working on jobs or doing other stuff, I just let them run. And I'll put projects on them and let them run. And just torture test them, basically trying to find things that a lot of times, when you just unbox one and hook it up, it takes you a little while to find the gremlins. And so, try to find the gremlins. Do I expect to find them? Yeah, I find them on most any machine. I'll find little hiccups or glitches, especially new machines. Now, the LightBurn controlled machines that are just an XY with a manual Z, it's kind of a no-brainer with those, But when you start talking about enclosures and air assists and new technologies and stuff that are coming out in the day, there can be little bugs and hiccups. And so far, other than, me not knowing what I'm doing with this one, so far, nothing major. I'm a little confused on why this computer is not wanting to connect to it with their software, unless it's because there is a problem with the camera driver and the software will not fully connect to the machine without the camera also. And so that camera is kind of preventing it from joining because it's working the machine, obviously, but the camera, I can't see the camera. So that tells me that it's probably a driver that I need that's not installed. And it could be my firewall blocked it when I was doing the installation. I got to go back and check that. That's one thing that I will say about my little security stuff that I got on my computer. It's nice to have, but it can be a real pain sometimes because it'll block things and it'll take you a minute to realize that it's being blocked. But yeah, so far the machines, it's not terrible. It's not terrible at all. Where's my bottom screen at where we can, yeah. So that's actually a pretty big engrave. I didn't realize it was that big because you look at the working area, like the work area is 610 by 475. So that's a pretty big area. And it does have the pointer offset in here already. So they've done a good job of setting it up for LightBurn. I'll give them that. They've got, not sure what this is, unless these either aren't used or those are just like set it for 3 millimeters, set it for, I don't know what those are. I'm going to do some reading. IR offset. So I'm guessing that's for an IR module. You have to probably change that. Let's see what that one says. That doesn't let me do it that way no more. Let's see what that one is. So that, yeah, it's just that's probably going to be the IR. These, yeah, those just aren't
placeholders.
Used.
They may have just created that in an older version of LightBurn because they had the 6 macro buttons by default.
Yeah, because that one doesn't have anything on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. That's nothing. Yeah, those are not used. So yeah, there we go. So yeah, everything seems to be working pretty well with it. This is the only thing that I don't have working currently, but I can tell you too, looking at the device manager here, I've got, and it goes away when I unplug the machine. So I've got, this is probably going to be something to do with the camera. And I've tried uninstalling it and reinstalling it. That didn't fix it. So what I'll probably end up doing is finding it on my laptop and do a little driver investigation there. And if I can, bring that driver over to this computer, see if there's an issue there. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put the LightBurn over there. I'm going to connect it to the machine and see if it can see the camera before I spend a whole lot of time fooling with that camera over here. Because if it can see the camera, then that's definitely going to be, that's going to solve two problems. I'm going to know that that's what's keeping it from connecting to their software. And it's also going to tell me that, you know, that's why I can't see it in LightBurn. So yeah, so far it's doing a pretty awesome job. Let's see. So there's the engrave wrapping up. I think before I go away from it, I think I'm gonna go ahead and add myself an offset to it. Let's see. Oof. Got a little hang up there. All these little small pieces to it. Why is it 47 millimeters? Hate it when it does that. That's a LightBurn thing. That's not a this machine thing. I'm gonna have to take that and combine everything. I've got a badge. If I bring it in and try to do an offset with it, man, it'll crash LightBurn. Yeah, that was. I should have checked that before I went to messing with it. There it goes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me. This is my workaround. Is I'm gonna cut that, and then I'm gonna do a little like that. Then I'm gonna go into offset, and I'm gonna change it to like 2 millimeters, and hit OK, and that way it defaults now to that 2 millimeters. And so hopefully, yeah. When I go back in there, it's only set to 2 millimeters. Outer shapes only. Outward. Okay. And I'm going to change that to a cut. All right. A bunch of them little parts. I didn't offset it enough. All right. Do it this way. Why is it not wanting to? You know what I mean? Do file, tools, select. Where's my button? I hate it when I move these buttons around. Where's select small stuff at now? I'm looking for select things smaller than. Select. Oh, there it is. All right, so select shape smaller than. Okay, there we go. All right, so earlier, we'll try 7 millimeters a second, 100% output. Air assist is on. I'll run one pass and see how it does. Certain net layers off. So let's go. Whoa! Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Houston, we got a problem. It lost its focus. Did you see that? So I don't know why it lost its focus because I just run an engrave. Macro, detect.
Joy smart
Yeah,
lasers.
I could have selected them all a while ago. I don't know what I was thinking about. Yeah, when you start a camera, things just sometimes don't make sense. Well, why? It reset the focus, but let me make sure I don't have. No, there's no Z offset on there. Now, it is kind of odd that the Z is disabled. Like operating the Z is disabled in here. That is odd. Okay, now it looks better. It was firing from way up high a while ago. Curious why they got the disease disabled and why it lost its focus a while ago after I did the engrave. So I kind of want to try to recreate that now and see if it's just when it finishes the job, if it's doing it or what. Du, 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 du. It's 8:36. I'm finna have to get off my hair.
So Rick's wondering when is the raffle?
Rick's wondering when the raffle. Raffle for what?
Well, it says Jack says hashtag Aliencell X1 giveaway.
I don't know yet. We'll have to see.
Now that you cut up the box.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest with you. I don't know how much it would cost to ship this thing, but it would be pricey for me, sure. I have to cut them up and get them out of them sometimes. This one, like I said, if this one does a good job, it might be able to stay around for a while because I like some of the features. I like the innovation with it. We'll see.
It's good size. You know,
Yeah.
24 wide, 16 deep?
Yeah. I think it's 16 by 24. I think it's what is advertised, or is it 18?
Now I gotta go back and look. Work area is 18. You're right. 24 by 18.
Okay.
It's even better.
Yeah, 610 by 475. Let me go tap on that and see if it's loose. Yeah, that's where it was not in focus earlier, right there. I don't know what it was doing right there, trying to cut, unless it was just because the focus was up so high. But yeah, so it did good job on cutting it. The cut's not that dirty either, so it's doing pretty good so far. I'm not disappointed. Let's put it that way. Pretty pleased with it so far. Take that out of there. The one thing that I do need to check is how the heck do you get the crumb tray out? Because I got some crumbs in there. So there's a.
Gotta find more screws.
I was fixing to say, a lot of times they screw those things in place.
It's like me with the
No, it pops
P3.
out. It's magnetic. It's got magnets or something holding it. Yeah, there's a magnet right there. Because it also beeped at me when I opened it. Oh, the blade bed and everything comes out. So it's not just a crumb tray. Like this is the whole blade bed. So yeah. So the riser table, I'm guessing that. I mean, I like that, and I kind of don't like that at the same time because. How the heck do I get my chips out of there without taking all my blades out now? I don't know. We're going to leave them in there for a moment. I thought it was going to be as simple as pull that out and dump them, but yeah. I do like the fact that exhaust fan speed is abnormal. I know why. It's because I got my other fan on, but check that out. It's just like exhaust fan speed is abnormal. It's in the LightBurn mode. So let me turn my fan off and see if that goes away. Yeah. So far, so good, guys. I'm not disappointed. So, oh, they sell a vacuum cleaner? Well, there you go. Create a market for another machine. Jack in the shop says just tape the lid shut and send it up.
I'll admit I do that often when I don't want to like deal with crumb tray. I'll just get the shop vac in there and suck everything back up.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, because you could just literally grab a couple of those blades out of there. But I'm curious what the bed's going to look like because that thing's pretty beefy. Like it's a pretty good sized machine. So the riser would have to be pretty big. But anyway, guys, that's it. That is the gist of it for the moment. I'm gonna keep playing around with it. Like I said, I got to figure out what exactly is going on with my compatibility with this machine. This is an older Windows 10 machine. The matter of fact, I can't upgrade this machine to Windows 11. So it could have something to do with some of my hardware on this machine. It's just not wanting to work with it well because the laptop seems to be doing fine. The only thing I haven't done with the laptop is tried connecting it with LightBurn. So I guess I could play around with that and see what happens with that. Let's see here. So I'm gonna plug this in and see what it says on my device manager. All right, let's see if I. Yeah, see, it's finding everything. Where was it under a while ago where it was showing it was having an issue? Serial, Chrome 3. No, that didn't do it. So, do I not have LightBurn on here? Well, I thought I had put LightBurn on here already. But, yeah, so what I'm going to end up doing is getting LightBurn installed. Obviously, I haven't done it yet. I'll put a license on it later. Right now, I'm just going to go ahead and install it and see if it can see the camera on this machine or not. Because I'm kind of curious about that. Yeah, I'm liking this little laptop I bought. It's doing a pretty good job. It's been on battery this whole time, so not bad. While that's finishing, go over here. Aliencell. Says on the wiki. Whoa. Allow public and private networks. Let's see, where was I at? Support, wiki. Navigating through here. 40 watt. There we go. All right, I got licenses. I'll put them in later, I promise. All right, so let's see here. Oh, there we go. Camera control. USB video device. Seeing how I don't have a video device, I guess that's probably it. All right, so let me try to do it this way. I just want to see if I can see that camera. That'll let me know if I can be able to make it work in LightBurn or not. Okay. Go. Microsoft quit. All right, so the machine's homing. So I got that part working. I still can't see a camera though. I don't know if they've got that working. Okay, sure. Oh, okay, yeah. All right, shoot. All the darn settings that should have been turned on out of the box. Yeah, I think that's going to be the only camera that is picking up is the, that may be my Bluetooth or my screen camera on my computer. So I have to play with that and find out if that's supposed to work with the machine or not. But yeah, the machine will move with this LightBurn instance, just like it did with the other one. So we'll go from, I'll play with that later. For right now, it is working with LightBurn, but I just gotta get the camera to work. So we'll fight that battle another day. There I am. But yeah, we'll fight that battle another day because it's been a long live, and like I said, I got to do some figuring out. I got to go back, read the book, read through the wiki a little more, and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so far, it's not bad. I mean, it's fast. I'm still not sure that the air assist is exactly the way I like it, but we'll see. Like I said, there may be some tweaking I need to do to that, as well as, it may be one of those things too that they may have it fixed, patched, whatever in an update. Yeah, it says that I put it on auto on the air assist pump, and it sounded like it was just like barely idling. It was just like blah 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 blah. So it may be that I need to take it off of auto and put it on like 3, but I want it to come on and off with the cut settings. So I don't know. I'll play with it. Like I said, this is a brand new machine, brand new software, brand new everything. The fact that we were actually able to do what I did with it, I think is pretty impressive. I did go a little fast with the engraving. I mean, I got a nice brown engrave, but it's not really got any depth to it with this plywood. It probably needed to go a little bit slower. So I was able to engrave and cut that with it. Engraved that, which turned out really nice brown. We got some good cuts on this basswood. So all in all, I'm gonna call it a win so far. I haven't found any major things that I don't like about it. So the work area is really really big compared to a lot of your closed, enclosed machines, most of the time to get that size work area on a diode, you got to go with, building your own enclosure or whatever. Let me see if I can turn my other mic back on right quick since I'm sitting still. Turn this one off so it doesn't echo. There we go. Back on the other
I'm
mic.
not quite sure how to help you with that.
Cancel. But yeah, so there you go, guys. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Didn't eat too much turkey. Of course, as soon as I got through eating turkey, I was back out here working. Because when your job is something that you really enjoy, is it really work? I mean, technically, is it work if you love it? So that's where I've been. I've been out here doing my thing. So what do you think, Steve? You giving me a hard time in the comment section earlier today.
I mean, it definitely looks interesting.
I say you've been doing some looking into it too. So
yeah. No, I mean, I'm it's got the Linux back end to it. It's kind of a new controller and such. Curious about the combination of the offline control versus their software versus LightBurn. I mean, it feels like they're ticking a lot of boxes if they can make them all work smoothly. It looks like, for a first blush at the software, I'm going to expect a few oddities and such, but I don't feel it looked as out of whack as I've seen some others where, you're just kind of hunting all over to find the right thing. So, I think it'll be interesting to see as you put it through its paces and give it some good testing over the next little while and see where it lands.
Yeah, like I said, I think there's going to be some polishing needs to be done to the software, and that's pretty much always the case. But I was pretty impressed with the fact that we were able to get it going as fast as we were with the software. It seems to have a lot of the tools that you need. Maybe some of the the GUI may need some slight adjustments, but I think it's going to be good. The only thing that I'm like I said, scratching my head about now is the issue I'm having with connectivity on my machine. And like I said, it could be my machine related. It could be that I'm using some kind of out of date USB controller that it's never seen. You never know. This is an older computer. And so I'm going to play around with that and maybe try to connect it directly without using a USB extension or anything and see how that goes. So, but yeah, so far so good. I don't have anything terrible to say about it. It's been a better experience than some of the other machines that me and you have had. We didn't have to take it apart and put it back together to make it work tonight. So that's good. Because I know we've had that happen.
And I've said this before. I don't put a lot of weight into initial reactions. In all my years of reviewing things between model airplanes and lasers, your initial reaction isn't always your end overall reaction. And so I like to give it time. Like you say, you're going to let it run through a number of jobs. Really, put it through some typical things and see. Sometimes it is just learning, deprogramming what you're expecting for their interface, and then sometimes it's I've also had it go the other way where right away you think it's great and all of a sudden you get into a few more jobs, you're going, okay, this is annoying, this is irritating. So I definitely like the ones where you can tell there's more time put into it to really understand it than the unboxing and I do 3 engraves and call it the best laser ever.
Yeah, and I don't plan on doing that. Like I said, I've got to figure out where it's going to live because it can't live there too long. So I'm gonna have to put it somewhere for a little while. I do have stove covers and stuff that I have to do. I'm luckily right now I only got one on the board. I've got them all caught up. But if I do what I'm thinking about doing with some of my enclosures and moving some machines around, then I may end up with some extra space that I can put it, but I don't know yet. It is very big. Before we go, I'll give you guys an idea. Front to back, counting the exhaust port, you're looking at just a touch over 35 inches that way. And side to side, not counting the cabling and stuff that sticks out. So you're going to need to allow some of that, but just the chassis is 35 wide. So you're looking at 35 by 35, but you're going to need to leave about, I'm going to say probably 3 or 4 inches more to be able to get at these cables and plugs and stuff. So you're looking at 38 by 35 minimum. Like that's bare bones 38 by 35. So if you're planning on getting this and putting it on a 24-inch workbench, not going to happen. But it's pretty cool so far. So we'll see how it goes. But that's it.
Full,
But I need
little bit of
somebody
space.
to add that. Yeah. But so far, other than making a mess out of my shop, I think everything went well tonight. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. I just, like I said, I wanted to get it out of the box, and I wanted to, bring you guys along. That way, nobody can say it was like, rigged or anything like that. Y'all get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and it actually went well. So I'm glad too, because it's frustrating when you're trying to do a get it up and get it going, and it won't get going. You're just sitting there beating your head against the wall. Like I said, we did have the one problem with my computer, but obviously, the new laptop didn't have the same problem. So that's an issue, but it's a localized issue. It's not with a machine per se. So, but anyway, guys, that's going to be it for tonight. I appreciate you stopping by. Do go check the links out if you want to. Look at the stats and all that good stuff. And more to come, hopefully in the next week or two, because I've got other machines and other things going on too. But like I said, I'll be in here this week. I'll have 2 or 3 machines running jobs, testing them. And that's just, Steve does the same thing. We'll have like a round robin going. I'll be feeding this machine, feeding that machine, feeding this machine, testing them, and then doing jobs in between. So I'll get back with you with my, my first impressions video after I've had it for a week or 2 to play with, and we'll go from there. And then hopefully, we'll do some real project videos with it, because you can do a pretty good sized project on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. All right. Anything you got to mention, Steve? Any upcoming videos? You got something cool coming out?
I don't know. I got some things cooking, but they're all kind of in various stages, so we'll see. Yeah. We've got our Sunday Night Live here in, gosh, this week throws me off. What, 2 nights?
Yeah.
Hopefully I won't be snowed in or snowed out of my shop, and but yeah, and then we roll into December.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, and we got our giveaway coming up too, guys. So stay tuned. Watch for that. So, all right. Well, I appreciate you stopping in and helping out, Steve. I really do. Nice of you. So, you guys, y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all Sunday in 2 days, I guess.
Sounds good.
All right. Good night, guys.